the chosen one. By next week, the version of you that has been lurking in the shadows of uncertainty, fear, and tiredness will be gone. A new you is going to emerge. A stronger you, a smarter, braver, and spiritually improved version of yourself is about to walk into the light. And not by luck, but by fate. The energy around you is not ordinary. This is not a random event in your life. It's a meticulously crafted moment in time. You have been placed on the verge of a full personal resurrection, and heaven has already begun the process. The earth may not see it yet, but the skies have already made their statement. Your rebirth is planned. You may have sensed an inner tug, the enigmatic calm voice that advised you to wait a bit longer. That whisper was more than just your imagination. This was confirmation. It was an alignment. It was a preparation. And now you're standing at the verge of your own breakthrough. By next week, things will start to look and feel different, not only on the outside, but also inside of you. This is your season of rapid change. Stay with me until the finish of the video. I want you to make a statement in the comments below. Write your sincerest wishes for the future. And type 777 to project your aspirations into the cosmos. Your want, affirmation, and purpose are more powerful than you realize. And this moment is holy. Now, choose one like this video. Subscribe. If you have not subscribed to the channel, let we begin. There's a reason things seemed so quiet for a time. There is a reason you were isolated, ignored, and misjudged. That is because heavenly developments do not begin in chaos. They start in quiet. You were being prepped. Your soul was being tuned. Your heart was being strengthened. Every fight you faced didn't break you. It created you. You had to go through some things in the dark so that when the light came, you would be completely prepared to face them. God did not ignore you. Heaven was orchestrating your rebirth. You had to unlearn who the world expected you to be in order to rise to your true potential. And now you're prepared. The shell is crumbling. Limits are disintegrating. The weight of the past is being lifted. The person you believed you were no longer exists in the same form. You are walking into your divine pattern. You are starting to exude unquestionable strength. You're no longer just surviving. You are going to start prospering. People who couldn't see you previously will marvel how you changed so swiftly. But it won't happen quickly. It has been occurring for years. The only difference is today. They will finally see it. This isn't simply a makeover. This represents a complete regeneration of your energies, thoughts, and destiny. Your frequency is increasing. Your spirit is being restored. Your internal compass is being adjusted. The version of you who questioned themselves apologized for taking up space and dimming their brightness to help others feel at ease. That version of you is giving up. A new version of yourself is emerging to take its place. A version that does not second-guess or wait for permission. That no longer exists based on fear, scarcity, or humiliation. You're becoming someone who realizes their own value without seeking external affirmation. And it is unstoppable. You're entering an age in which your limits are holy. Your peace is safe, and your power is no longer repressed. This is your resurrection season. You've already grieved the old you. You've already dealt with the loss of who you used to be. It's time to appreciate what's being created through you. It's time to be ready for a life that feels like home. A life in which you are no longer pursuing things that are never going to endure, but receiving stuff designed for your soul. You are no longer attracted from wounds. You are attracting from knowledge. Every attempt to break you failed. Every weapon that created could not thrive. Even the tears you shed were quietly nurturing your soil. You aren't weak. You're not lost. You're not late. You are rising precisely on time, and not only in terms of achievement, but also in terms of awareness, clarity, and belief. You are no longer playing small to fit into a system that was never designed for your success. The indications will start appearing next week. The synchronicities will align. You'll begin to notice confirmations, enhancements, changes, and disclosures. You will feel it in your body, soul, and surroundings. The transition has already started. You're not supposed to remain in the version of yourself that simply knows how to survive. You are being invited into the version of yourself that understands how to flourish in divine harmony. Previously, you fought fights merely to get through the day. The new you understands peace. Even in the midst of a storm, the old you sought validation for your brightness. The new you walks like the light without seeking permission. Previously, you were afraid of failure. The new you understands. Failure is merely a stepping stone to the next breakthrough. You are evolving from inside, and the globe is about to experience the afterglow. You're not the same person that you were last year, month, or week. And by next week, you'll be able to reflect on how far you've come since today. Spiritual, emotional, and energetic. Every silent prayer is being answered in divine activity. Every instant you choose faith over fear has been recorded. Every covert sacrifice you made will be rewarded. The cosmos is now working in your favor, and nothing can stop what is happening. This rise is protected. This glow-up is blessed. This moment is irrevocable. Get ready, the chosen one, because this new version of yourself will be impossible to conceal. The light in your eyes will reveal the narrative. Your confidence in your actions will speak loudly. The peace in your soul will be evident. People will ask you what has changed, and you'll just grin, knowing that whatever occurred was magnificent. You remembered who you were. You overcame your anguish. You accepted your inheritance. You've stopped settling. The universe answered. Trends and outside acceptance do not build the new you. It is shaped by perseverance, honed by stillness, and revealed in divine time. And that time is no longer theoretical, nor is it in the far future. But now, you're in the home stretch. You are in the last hours before the big revelation. And when you rise this time, there will be no turning back. No shrinking or forgetting. You'll remember what you came here to accomplish. And you will do so courageously. This is not simply another turning moment. This is the moment the universe has been preparing for you since the beginning. There were no delays. Only miraculous timing. There were no losses. Only redirections. There were no rejections. Only protection. And now, as you approach next week, you will see that everything that previously made no sense begins to fit together like a cosmic puzzle. The agony has a purpose. The uncertainty was clear. Waiting has wisdom. And now the parts are developing. The representation of your greater self. The version of yourself that is no longer only a potential, but a tangible reality. You may not have had assistance. You may have traversed countless paths alone. You may have had to rebuild yourself in silence, praying through tears and questioning in the darkness. But you weren't aware that you were becoming indestructible. You were developing beyond your surroundings. You were growing out of your anxieties. And what once made you feel tiny no longer fits. That's why you've been so uncomfortable. That discomfort, that is your soul. It has outgrown its original cage. That's a butterfly, feeling the cocoon tighten before the wings extend and open. And now, cherished, it is time. It's time for you to fly. There is no need to explain your shift to others. Not everyone is expected to comprehend your climb. Some only knew you during your caterpillar phase. They don't realize who you're becoming. And that's okay. You're not becoming for them. You are preparing for the mission. You are becoming to fulfill a certain mission. Because you refuse to quench the fire within, even when life attempted to blow it out. You are transforming because heaven picked you. And once selected, no power on earth or hell can prevent your advancement. Next week will not mark the conclusion of your metamorphosis. It will be a noticeable beginning. The roots that have been growing underground, the inner work that has been quietly developing, will now begin to appear on the surface. What was previously concealed will now be emphasized. Gifts, power, insight, and clarity. You'll start to utilize it with confidence. Doors will begin to open. Opportunities will recognize your name. People will be attracted to your vibe without understanding why. That's because change has a frequency, and you're now vibrating at the level of divine satisfaction. You aren't just walking into success. You're taking a step toward alignment. There is a tremendous difference. Success without alignment leaves you exhausted, but alignment energizes you. The new you does not pursue, compel, or beg. Instead, you magnetize and attract because you are clear. You receive. You are aligned. You're no longer attempting to squeeze into spaces you were never intended to be in. The rooms you are about to enter were designed with your voice, energy, and destiny in mind. Let me tell you something that could surprise you. This is hardly a stroke of luck. This is the prize for enduring. This is what it looks like when the universe rewards your perseverance. When heaven opens the book and discovers your name next to the phrase loyal amid the storm, you may not be aware that your name has been resounding in holy halls. Angels have been assigned to you. Favor has been invoked over your life. And when you look back, you will see that you were not forgotten. You are preparing to be memorable by next week. Your glow will vary. It will be undeniable. Not the type of glow that comes from looks, but the kind that emanates from a soul that has finally realized its value, from a heart that is mending, and from a mind that has stopped rehearsing trauma and begun to create a new narrative. You aren't simply improving your spiritual, energy, emotional, and cerebral growth. Nobody can take away your clarity and conviction. There is a boost that comes from recognizing who you are, and you are the chosen one. Are approaching that awareness. You are not defined by what you have experienced. You are not defined just by your scars. You are not the error, failure, or remorse. You are not the label they assigned you. You are the miracle that is unfolding. You embody the prophesy in action. You are the answer to prayer, walking in human form. You are the one who will disrupt generational cycles without even stating it. Your deeds will speak louder than words. The most wonderful aspect of this climb is how modest it is. It is not about proving anything to anybody. It is not about vengeance or validation. It's all about satisfaction. It's about finally feeling like you belong to yourself, that you're living in your own time, and that you're linked to the divine in ways that nothing else can shake. You have decided to believe in yourself. When it was toughest, everything changed to reward that decision. You will begin to see subtle signals that corroborate the shift piece, where there was before concern and awareness. Where there was once chaos, now there is flow. Where there used to be opposition. These aren't accidents. These are signs that you are becoming more aligned with your divine essence. And it's just the beginning. Because when you remember who you are, the whole world changes to respect that version of yourself. New blessings are developing, new levels of power are growing, and new chapters are being written with your name in bold. So enter the next week with a positive attitude. Not because everything is flawless, but because everything is in sync. Do not be afraid of them. It's simply unannounced. Favor. Walk with expectation. Speak with strength. Think with clarity. The more you walk as if you've already ascended, the sooner you'll encounter the version of yourself who has. And that version is not far off. It's just one choice, one belief, and one instant away. You've completed the task. You've borne the weight. You wept the tears. It is now time for you to collect your prize. You are a miracle. You are the sign. You are the evidence that something amazing is happening. And everyone will see it. Because a new self is emerging, and nothing can prevent what has been predestined. You may have puzzled why you had to endure so many storms before the sun rose. Why? Every step forward seems to be accompanied by a setback. Why tranquility seemed fleeting? Chaos kept finding you. It was not because you were cursed. It was because your route differed. You are not the usual chosen one. You have been selected to endure the flames, so you could come out polished. You had to trek through the valley to show others how to get out of it. You were the one who was trusted under crisis because heaven knew you wouldn't back down. You would ascend. The impending rebirth. It is not just about change. It's about transformation. The whole landscape of your life is going to change, and not just on the surface. This is not a makeover. This is a sacred rebuild, a miraculous re-architecture of your existence. Your values have changed. Your priorities have altered. What used to gratify you is no longer relevant to your soul. That is not empty. That is elevation. You're embarking on a life of meaning, not simply survival. The sounds surrounding you can no longer distract you. The misgivings that were previously so loud are now drowned out by the truth. And here's the most powerful aspect of this ascent. Nobody will have the authority to take it away from you. Not this time. Because this time it is not based on external circumstances. It is not based on people's approval or current conditions. It's based on truth, about realignment, on divine timing, on the inner labor you performed while no one was applauding or looking. This is the ascent that only heaven could have created. The version of yourself that is evolving is not a replica of the past. It's an original. It is sacrosanct. It is bold. And it's finally free. You're not just being blessed. You are being entrusted. You are being given a greater degree of consciousness, deeper spiritual insight, relationships that reflect your development, and obligations that correspond to your vocation. No more acting small and hiding behind fear. The journey ahead is not for the faint-hearted. It's for the brave. And the one you choose has already demonstrated your strength. The ascent is just affirmation of what has always been within of you. Unshakable brightness. There is no need to explain why you are changing. Allow your transformation to speak for itself. Allow your evolutionary process to speak for itself. Let your calmness astound them. Let your newfound insight quiet the skeptics. Allow your delight to be the proof. You no longer have to persuade anybody of your worth. You are living examples of what it means to be divinely privileged. That preference is not a trend. It is permanent. It's linked to your name, woven throughout your chronology, and etched in your destiny. You'll start to attract folks who speak your language. Your only language. People who appreciate your potential without forcing you to shrink. People who do not want an explanation for your shine. People that move in the same spiritual groove as you. This is the beauty of alignment. What is intended for you comes to you easily. When you're in touch with your best self, there's no need to push anything. Life has a distinct flow, and you will notice it starting next week. Observe how things start to unravel. The identical conditions that previously baffled you will now make sense. The doors that were before closed will now begin to open since you are no longer begging from a place of desperation. You walk with certainty, knowing who you are, what you deserve, and what you will no longer accept. You are entering a magnetic energy field. It's quite strong. It is rooted on spiritual clarity. You have progressed from seeker to embodiment, from hope to knowledge, and from waiting to receiving. There will be times when it seems almost strange, and you will wonder, is this really happening? And sure, it is. Your desired life is not a pipe dream. It's becoming your reality. Not because of chance or happenstance, but because you were ready to be remade. Because you were willing to relinquish what no longer served you, since you were brave enough to relinquish when it seemed like a loss. And in exchange, heaven is giving you something lasting. A fresh start with heavenly support. You are entering a timeline that your former self would not recognize. You've outgrown the routines, limiting ideas, and cycles that had you trapped. You have improved your thinking. You have cleaned your heart. You have cleared your road. And now everything is lining up for your ascent. By following week, you will notice a difference in your physique. Your slumber will deepen. Your ideas will become clearer. Your energy will be lighter. You will enter rooms with a fresh presence. The new you is not just rising. It is taking over.